All right. Welcome back, everybody. And man, are we diving into some interesting waters today?
It's definitely interesting, yeah.
Yeah. So much going on in the 2024 race. And this Trump news, well, it's definitely got people talking.
I think got people talking might be an understatement,
Well, yeah, true. I mean, Susie Wiles is his potential chief of staff.
It's a big deal. It's not just like some random campaign shuffle.
Exactly.
Like we're potentially looking at, how a second Trump White House would actually run, function.
The inner workings. Really.
Yeah, the whole thing. Yeah.
And the one thing this article really highlights is Trump's trust in Wiles.
Oh, yeah. He seems to really believe she was key to his wins.
Both of them. 2016 and 2020.
Both, yeah. Which is interesting because, thinking bigger picture here, this could be historic.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, first woman chief of staff ever, right?
Yeah, it's never happened before. We've had female vice presidents. We've had Supreme Court justices, secretaries of state even.
But never this.
Never this role. It's the person right there controlling who gets to the president.
Information flow, the whole 9 yards. It's a huge role. So, makes you wonder, who is Susie Wiles? What's she all about?
Well, this article paints her as super disciplined, not afraid to go toe-to-toe with Trump even.
Someone who can get things done,
Keep things running smoothly. She's even quoted saying, "The clown car can't come into the White House at will." Yeah,
okay.
Pretty strong statement, right?
It is. It is. It really does make you think, is she going to try to rein things in compared to Trump's first term?
Because there are a lot of reports of chaos back then, right?
Oh, yeah, infighting, all that.
So maybe Trump's looking for something different this time around.
Maybe more order, bit more strategy.
Although even during the campaign, it sounds like Wiles had some struggles. Remember that thing with Laura Loomer?
Oh, right. The far-right activist.
Yeah, she managed to show up at a debate and even a 9/11 memorial.
Despite Wiles's best efforts to keep her away, it's a good point you bring up. It does show that even with someone like Wiles, who's, experienced, determined.
It's still Trump's world.
Exactly. Yeah. And those personalities around him, it's not going to be easy to manage, that's for sure.
Makes you think, can anyone really create a totally controlled environment around him? Or will those fringe voices always find a way back in?
Big question. Big question.
Yeah. And speaking of, people in Trump's orbit, the article mentions Brooke Rollins. She was also in the running for chief of staff, apparently.
Oh, right. Yeah, Rollins.
But she stepped aside.
Interesting. Well, she's no stranger to the Trump world. Served in his administration. Now she's heading up the America First Policy Institute.
So she'll likely stay involved somehow, even if it's not as chief of staff.
Sounds likely, yeah.
But even with competition, Wiles has some serious supporters. Charlie Kirk, for example.
Head of Turning Point USA.
He was quoted praising her, called her disciplined, effective.
Those endorsements are telling. It does suggest there's a chunk of Trump's people who want things different this time.
They want a more controlled approach.
Yeah, maybe more strategic, less off the cuff than the first term.
Keep things on track, as they say.
Exactly, and that's why this whole appointment's causing such a stir. It's not just about filling a job.
It's about what it tells us about Trump and what he's thinking going into a potential second term.
His priorities, how he wants to govern.
It's like a sneak peek into, Trump White House 2.0 almost.
Almost, yeah. So for anyone out there fascinated by the whole behind the scenes of power,
this is definitely something to watch.
Oh, absolutely. Now, there's another layer to this that we need to dig into, something the article touches on, but it's pretty big. Could this be a major shift in how women hold power in D.C.?
Oh, right. Yeah, we haven't even gotten into that yet.
This is huge, man. It's interesting, right? We talk about powerful women in politics, and we usually think of, elected officials.
Presidents, senators, all that.
Yeah, exactly. But power works in different ways,
Behind the scenes kind of stuff.
Yeah, exactly. The behind the scenes stuff. And that's kind of what this chief of staff role is all about. It's not the top spot, but...
But they have a huge influence.
Oh, massive. Think about Nancy Pelosi when she was Speaker of the House, or even Hillary Clinton back when she was First Lady.
Yeah, they had a lot of sway.
A ton, without actually being, the president or anything. And now, maybe Susie Wiles is going to be part of that. Powerful women who shape things from inside the White House.
And she's definitely not shying away from, making a statement, that whole clown car comment.
Oh, yeah, that was bold. It's like she's saying, things are going to be different under my watch.
Discipline, structure, all that.
Which, might be exactly what Trump wants for a second term.
He's always like shaking things up.
Exactly. He thrives on it. So he needs someone who can handle that, keep things running smoothly, even when it's crazy.
But even if she does create a more controlled environment, I wonder how much that'll actually affect, the policies and stuff.
Yeah, will she be like pushing certain things? Or will she focus more on just managing Trump and the day-to-day stuff?
Good question.
It is a good question. And, there's a lot of talk about whether this means Trump's going in a more moderate direction.
With Wiles there, I mean.
Yeah, because she's known as a deal maker, a pragmatist.
But I'm sure some of Trump's base won't like the idea of anyone, trying to control them.
Oh, absolutely. She's got to walk a fine line, keep Trump's trust, but also, show she's in charge. And remember, the political scene is even more divided now than it was during his first term.
So the stakes are high.
Super high. This could affect the whole Republican Party even.
Right? Will having Wiles there attract more women to the party?
Maybe. Or will it change their policies?
That's interesting to think about.
It is. It is. I mean, think about the message this sends to women who want to be leaders in politics, right? It's not just breaking barriers. It's showing you can handle the toughest jobs.
Yeah, women belong at the highest levels.
Exactly. And that's what makes this whole thing so fascinating to analyze. It's not just about one person. It's about how power works, how leadership changes, and how, different people are represented in American politics. It's a big deal.
It is. And there's still so much we don't know. It's crazy, right? Through all this, that clown car line keeps coming back to me.
Yeah, it's powerful. Really kind of sums up what could be a huge E-shift.
Wiles at the wheel, keeping everyone in line.
Structure, discipline.
It's almost like she's going to be part political strategist, part air traffic controller.
I like that. And it's not just about, day-to-day chaos either. It's about the whole presidency, the direction it takes.
Because that position, chief of staff, they decide what's important, who gets to the president.
Which policies actually happen.
Exactly. And then you add in the historical part.
First woman to ever potentially hold this job. It's massive, not just for women in politics, but for America, period.
And think about all the women, all the young girls who'll see her in that role.
Powerful stuff. Really feels like a new chapter.
Yeah. And it's not like Wiles is just some random pick. She's got all this experience, her connections to Florida.
Major swing state, Florida.
Mm-hmm. Right. And she's got a reputation for being practical, knowing how to get people to agree.
Maybe that's what a second Trump term would need, to actually get things done.
So many questions, though. Can she really wrangle that clown car? Can she bring more structure to the White House? Will this change actual policies?
Will it bring in more women voters? Who knows?
Yeah, only time will tell. But man, this is going to be fascinating to watch.
Oh, for sure. It shows us how power shifts, how women are stepping up into leadership. What a second Trump administration might even look like. So much to unpack.
Absolutely. Anyone out there following the 2024 race, keep an eye on this one.
It's a biggie. It shows you picking someone for a job isn't just filling a spot.
It can change the whole game.
It really can.
Well, thanks for joining us for this deep dive, everyone.
We'll be back soon to break down more of the big stories shaping our world. Until then, stay curious, stay engaged, and keep those conversations going.
And we'll see you next time.